morning and welcome to NTV Tizi Nyumbani. My name is Peter. Leo tunafanya kata box. I hope you're ready and I hope you're gonna enjoy the session today. Welcome on board and let's warm up. We're here. Twende, give me some skipping. Twende hapo. Give me 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Time to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jumping jacks. Twende hapo. Good stuff. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Time to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knee up, hapo. 20 count. Those are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other side is 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. March down. Tuweke mikono hapo. Give me center punch hapo. Twende 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Give me uppercut. Hapo. Give me some power. Twende kazi. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You here? Are we good? Twende static hapo. 4 punches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Again. Again. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twende. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Twende tena. Again. 3 more. 2 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Last one. Good stuff. So we're doing the same punches. 4, 2 uppercut. Then tunasonga mbele 4 steps. Angalia twende. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Rudi nyuma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Senga mbele. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nyuma. 1, 2. legs and glutes. I need you to prepare 2 things: a stool, a table, a plastic chair, whatever you have accessible to you, something that cannot break. Okay, even if you step on it, it cannot break. Number 2, get a bottle of water, 2 liter, 3 liter, 5 liter, based on your fitness level. Let's kickstart the week with legs. Never miss a leg day.
We're not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we're better than everybody.
Yes, it's the baddest show, the weekly show, the biggest reggae show all over East and Central Africa.
Dance all of me everything. Dance all of me everything.
This Saturday ni kuchachisha, yani ni kuhakisha moto pale NTV Jambo.
Kuna maziko mpenoma sana. Who's the baddest? Nani OG mazee? Kwambie, anza tweet sahi mazee. DJ Mo alongside Miss Katiba.
You know is Jungle right here on NTV.
From 10 p.m. till late. Who's the baddest?
Every girl I say fit them dying, but you have the pretty way.
One thing that changed this country is when we had the new constitution. And I can tell you, devolution is working. There has been a lot of transformation in the people's lives in Kakamega County.
Look at the Buhungu Stadium, the modern markets which have been put up in 12 sub-counties, the agriculture, the subsidy that we give to the farmers, the infrastructure in terms of the roads. We are far ahead of many other counties. And I just wish that we could be able to have more funds be channeled to the counties.
This is NTV.
Hello, East Africa.
It's Friday. Got a plan for the day? Longing to eat a healthy, affordable meal? Well, we've got you covered. This show brings you tips, ideas and experiences from East Africa and beyond to support your well-being as you continue to adjust to your new normal. My name is Joseph Warungu. Good morning and welcome to your world. On the menu today,
been going to pubs or to Italy's, they order one sausage with 2 beers.
on a light note, Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe explains how Kenyans go to hotels, order 2 beers and 1 sausage. There's never a dull moment in Kenya. If you won't wear a mask in Indonesia, you sweep the streets as punishment.
And there you have it. Sausage pizza.
Our show today is a feast, literally. From what to grow and how to grow it, to what to cook and how to cook it. Food matters, so does your budget. Stay put for some ideas. A Zimbabwean woman leads a team of volunteers to feed her community during the COVID-19 lockdown. Today we're asking you, what have you learned to cook during your stay-at-home period? But first, let's look at the COVID-19 situation in East Africa and the world at large. On the global scene, as of today, we've got 3,916,338 people who've tested positive for COVID-19 so far. 1,343,054 people have recovered, while sadly, 270,711 people have died as a result of COVID-19. That's a global scene. In East Africa, starting with Kenya, this is the position. We've got 27,370 people who've been tested. 582 have been confirmed positive, 26 people have sadly died, and 190 have recovered. Across East Africa to our neighbors in the region, starting with Tanzania, this is the situation. In Tanzania, let's get onto those numbers in a moment. Yeah, in Tanzania, we have, what do we have? 480 people confirmed positive. 16 people have sadly died, and 167 have recovered. In Ethiopia, the cases stand at 162 confirmed positive, 4 people have died, and 93 have recovered. In Somalia, the cases are at 873 positive, while 39 people have so far died, 87 have recovered. Moving across the other corner of East Africa, neighboring Somalia, 873. Sorry, we've just covered that. Let's move on to South Sudan. 58 people have been confirmed positive. No one so far reported to have died, and no one has recovered. In Uganda, 100 people have been confirmed positive as at this moment. No one has so far died, fortunately, and 55 people have so far recovered. In Rwanda, 268 positive cases. No one has died. 130 have recovered. While in Burundi, the figures still not moving much. 15 people confirmed positive. 1 person has died, and 7 have been reported to have recovered from COVID-19. That's the situation around the world in East Africa. Now, that quarantine is very important in the war against the coronavirus disease is not in question. It's, however, the increasing apathy and fear of going into government facilities for the seclusion the Kenyans, from what they've been seeing others go through, as well as the demands imposed on them by the government, feel these spaces meant to be safe havens are state-run detention centers. Our technology and innovation, Dan Mwangi, editor, has more.
Buildings that have served as accommodation for learners in various parts of the country have found themselves hosting people who have been taken into quarantine in an effort to keep COVID-19 at bay. Many have tried their best to keep off the facilities, and not so much because of the fear of the disease, but because of the conditions and circumstances therein.
To our brothers and sisters in quarantine and isolation centers, we know what you are going through.
But this is a falsehood in the eyes of those who have been in the facilities. They believe that, had that been the case, there would have been more efforts towards making life better.
We share facilities like toilets, bathrooms. We go fetch food at the same place, okay? They serve our meals at the same place. The floor I'm staying right now, there's no water. There's no running water at the washrooms.
You are being treated as a slave. As a slave, not like a Kenyan citizen. We are just done like slaves awaiting for punishment in hell.
Some hoped that being a government facility, they would get nothing but the best. But they instead got anything but the best.
Garbage.
Further, and very critically, there is the cost factor.
Why were we not told from the word go?
One that has piled up distress on already hard-pressed Kenyans, bearing punctured pockets and echoing managers.
Kupimwa si wasiwasi, kupimwa watu wasema waogopa wakienda quarantine walipishwa pesa na watu hawana pesa.
Hata huyo mambo ya 28,000 hiyo huwezi pata hiyo. Anaweza kupeleka jela. Hata ndio maana unaona wenzetu huko wanatoroka. Unaona? Na pia sisi bado hiyo ikiwezekana venye mtu atatoroka, mtu anaenda na si ati nini. Juu hakuna do.
Promises have been made to lighten the load, but the fruit is not as tangible, according to those in quarantine.
In most cases, it is the quarantee who will bear the cost of quarantine. However, in cases of need and when it can be established need, the government is taking that on a case-by-case basis.
From arrests to inside the quarantine centers, these pictures are not just the reality for many. They also paint to the rest of the public exactly what happens after the pronouncements on podiums of power. They only do more to cultivate a sense of fear and stigma towards those they seek to keep safe. Amid the successes and failures in this trying season, the state has also succeeded in failing to fully secure public confidence on this front.
And we're trying to put in place mechanisms that, one, will remove stigma from the testing practice, and two, that will actually facilitate Kenyans who may not afford quarantine services to be able to undergo a social assessment and be able to get the care that they require.
Tumelala vizuri, pia chakula tumepewa vizuri, maji tumepewa vizuri, na hapa quarantine si ati ni jela, ni mahali watu wanakuja kuwekwa.
In its third progress report, the Senate Ad Hoc Committee on the COVID-19 situation in Kenya recommended that the current communication and messaging strategy employed by the Ministry of Health should be shifted from one that emphasizes criminality to one that emphasizes social responsibility and solidarity. But weeks into this situation and after uproar, the government has responded to one of the key aspects of the complaints.
The cost of targeting testing and quarantine and government quarantine facilities shall be met by the government. Kenyans should therefore forthwith not be afraid. Let me repeat that. Effective today, government quarantine facilities will be occupied by those told to do so by the Ministry of Health. Will be given that facility free of charge. This is to facilitate those who may feel that they do not want to go for testing because of the cost of quarantine.
Looking at this situation through the lenses of those who have been in government quarantine centers and the spectacles that we have seen and possibly ought not to have seen, beg the question: is this move by the Ministry of Health coming in late? Would the government have the uphill task of undoing the trauma and stigma as well as agony that it played a part in instituting in the public? And as the government nurses the sick while seeking to shoot down the invisible enemy, it may also need to nurse its own foot because it seems to have shot it inside the quarantine centers. Dan Mwangi, NTV, Nairobi.
The East African community is working towards coordination of its COVID-19 response as it looks to mitigate the hit suffered by businesses due to intervention measures. Ministers in charge of regional integration across member states are set to meet today to explore how best to coordinate response going forward.
Borders have been closed, at least to the movement of persons, as member states of the East African community seek to tame the spread of COVID-19. As a result of these measures, businesses have suffered significantly as demand decreases and revenues decline. The Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of East African Community, Aden Mohamed, now says efforts are underway to alleviate the pressure on businesses through better coordination of response by member states.
We have had coordinated East African ministers of the region and health ministers of the region to discuss protocols about how to get this done, and our borders are closed for people-to-people movement, but our borders are open for cargo movements, which are very essential.
CS Aden Mohamed, however, says that member states should still be allowed to undertake measures tailor-made to respond to their unique circumstances, even as they work within the framework of a coordinated response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We have different circumstances that we all are going through. Some countries like Burundi and others are going through an election, as you know. Some countries form the backbone of the East African transport corridor, like Kenya and Tanzania. And we have seen significant amount of disruption at border points. And this is all because of different approaches that are being deployed by different countries.
The ministers for the regional integration are set to meet this Friday in order to discuss the region's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Judith Cherono, NTV, Nairobi.
From one epicenter to another, and police in Mombasa are in pursuit of 5 patients who went into hiding 2 days ago after testing positive for the coronavirus. Health officials say the 5 declined to voluntarily proceed to isolation and are hence risking their lives out there. Our coast correspondent Kevin Mutai also reports that the authorities have been enforcing the containment order in Old Town area, but with some resistance.
Thursday morning, Old Town residents woke up to a new reality as law enforcement officers secured the boundaries within the area, allowing no one to enter or exit. Most businesses here remained closed as many with hopes of accessing Old Town are being directed back to where they came from.
Kama ni ku-lockdown, lockdown kila mahali aki-lockdown si tutaelewa, lakini ame-lockdown hapa peke yake ndo tuseme nini sasa? Sisi ni wanawake tumezaa pia tuumia.
Serikali imetufungia hapa marikiti na sisi tunategemea kwa haya maduka ya kawa marikiti ili ndio tupate yetu ya kila siku. Hatuna mshahara ya kila siku. Tupate ile ya kufanya kwa hiyo siku na upate ya kukula.
Security agencies are also searching for 5 people who went into hiding after the test results confirmed that they have been infected with the virus.
Family members or community members who are welcoming those who are coming from the high-risk areas that we have earmarked, you are also placing yourself in danger. Placing yourself in danger by bringing to your home, even if they are your kin, people who may be able to spread the disease to you.
Wewe wachukua familia yako uenda kujificha. Who does that? Uenda kujificha katika nyumba ya other relatives ama majirani.
Tukifanya machezo hapa, watu watakufa kama kuku. Tazama mambo yaliyotokea Italy, tazama mambo yaliyotokea USA, tazama mambo yaliyotokea New York.
Because the Coast Guard has also been with us and is supporting us there to ensure that actually the disease remains where it should be and we deal with it there and we get rid of it.
The county government of Mombasa will be supplying food items, water, and even provide health services for residents. Makeshift markets for fresh produce will also be set up in Old Port, Pigeon Place, and Msolani Mosque.
The enemy is not your government. The enemy is not your governor. The enemy is not your politician, the one that you like or you don't. The enemy for all of us is COVID-19.
Even as the Ministry of Health confirmed one coronavirus case in Likoni, targeted mass testing is also going on to trace and isolate those who have contracted the disease. A testing center is also to be established in Old Town as the Department of Health moves to screen residents in the area. Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.
The government has warned those from the contained Eastleigh area against moving to other areas in an attempt to escape it. This as residents woke up as early as 9 a.m. yesterday to protest over the containment rules. Gina Kirori was in the area during the commotion and brings us this report.
Gunshots, water cannons, and a general sense of chaos. Some even going as far as taunting the police by hurling projectiles. These were the scenes in Eastleigh Thursday, hours after a 15-day containment order was issued by the government and took effect. This crowd was here with only one mission: to access the Eastleigh business district and carry out their trade. Without it, they say, they are impoverished.
Siwezi endea vitu zenye nauzanga nyumba, nauza huku Eastleigh. Natembea Eastleigh hakuna watu, duka zimefunga, wale watu nazungushia vitu hakuna. Sasa tunauliza serikali kitu moja, kama wanaweza tufungia na watupatie chakula itakuwa vizuri. Hatuna chakula yenye tumejiwekea, ile chakula tunakula kila siku, tunatoa kwa mfuko kila siku.
But the government is having none of it, and is in fact tightening the screw on what is now the country's epicenter of the deadly virus, with 77 confirmed cases.
If anybody has the notion that the restrictions placed on these two areas are by design, I think that is not the case. It is because they are hot areas that need to be contained, and the same will apply to any other area where our numbers show that some action needs to be taken.
The tightened measures have further brought life to a standstill here in Eastleigh area. But with cases on the rise, normalcy may be a far-fetched dream for residents in the area.
But as the firm hand of the government thumps its authority here, there is another challenge for the residents and the business community within, and that is the access to basics.
Hakuna maji. Na sasa corona inahitaji tunawe mkono kila saa. Sasa tutamaintainaje hiyo usafi kama hatuna maji? Maji ni ya kununua, maji ya kununua unajua sasa hutaweza kunawa kila saa. Sasa tunataka serikali tusaidie, tutolee lockdown, waeke mikakati ingine tuendelee na maisha yetu.
I'm not in support of it because I would have supported it if it was every estate is locked down on its own. But the problem is that after 14 days, what happens?
It is upon these that tens of residents have been fleeing from the area, with Nairobi's South B and South C estates the preferred destinations.
With a silent disease like this, one can be a silent killer. By moving out, there are the chances that you will be spreading this disease to others. You may not know that you are a carrier, but we have been telling you, you must assume you are a carrier because of the nature of transmission of this disease.
In the meantime, the government is appealing to Kenyans to report any persons who have recently moved into their neighborhood and discourage their kin and friends from contained areas from moving in with them. Gena Kirori, NTV.
Now, today it's all about food. It's Food Friday. The government says it may opt to close down the recently opened restaurants and eateries if Kenyans continue cheating the system. Health CS Mutahi Kagwe has his eyes on those focused on 2 sausages, or is it 1 sausage and 2 beers, when they go out.
Going to pubs or to eateries, they order 1 sausage with 2 beers. They eat that 1 sausage, anakula hiyo sausage moja na bia mbili, anatoka hapo, anaingia hoteli ingine, huko anakula bia mbili ingine na sausage ingine moja, anaingia ingine, anauliza chungwa, hadi sasa ni dessert, na ingine mbili. Now, my friends, kusema kweli sasa hiyo ni, what are you doing?
Okay, so today we've been asking you, what have you learned during your stay? What have you learned to cook, or at least what new food have you learned to cook during this stay-at-home period of the COVID-19 pandemic? Now, I'm joined in the studio by Irene Njiro, who is a nutritionist, and we're going to talk about food. Hopefully we'll get some to eat. I'll tell you what it tastes like from where you're seated. Irene, good morning and welcome to your world.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Okay, now we gave you an assignment. We told you we're not doing too well in this season. We've got only 200 bob in my pocket, and for 200 bob, I wanted you to make me a meal from breakfast to lunch to dinner that will leave me full, that will leave me healthy, nutritious, fit, everything, fully balanced. So first of all, was it a challenge doing that kind of shopping?
I think having gotten used to working with mothers who have less, and also putting in mind that the economy is not the same, and working as a community nutritionist, I've been able to evaluate what we really have in the household and how we can balance it, not just to eat, but also to look to the deeper picture of, in a banana, what is actually in there. Because the last time we were discussing about immune boosting, everybody on social media was saying, you see, those things are for the rich people. They're the ones who can buy bananas, who can buy sweet oranges and all. But again, when you look at our main course plates, what we have around, you realize that in most of the dishes that we are taking, we have most of the immune boosters are aligned into it.
Okay, so how was your shopping like? Can you take me through that?
My shopping was just a funny one, because you have to, I was going really to that small pickup where you don't take the packet, but you get what is available. I'll take, for example, for the uji, I had to go and buy the scooped flour, the one that everybody else will just get scooped for and in your 20 bob, and they are gone. And then you go to the bananas and you don't have to get the whole bunch, but because your prices, your pocket money, what you have has to align to what you need to have, then you have to take the small quantities that align with your budget.
So even where you shop or you buy your veggies and so on really matters in terms of your budget?
A lot, because most of the people think that we really have to go to the supermarkets. But you'll take, for example, in the areas that we stay around, you'll find there are those people who bring their food already farm products, and they will sell even alongside the estates. Most of us are ignoring that. We would rather go to the supermarket, push the trolleys, but in the long run, it's the same thing we are looking out for. Currently, you realize if I'm going to buy from the mama mboga when I open the door and it's the next stop, I'll be helping this mama mboga. At the same time, I'm going to get the fresh greens that I really need, as compared to walking all the way, driving all the way, no social distancing, and I have to be in the supermarket and back. But I think yesterday was an experience, and I loved it, because you also get to interact with the mama mbogas, and they tell you okay, right now we are good. People are buying around, I think, because people are not able to move around.
We've gone to the local economy, to the Kadogo economy, to the Mama Mboga.
Which is an interesting one, because you see Mama Mbogas, most of the times we just wave at them as we are going around. But then again, the things that they stock, they just bring them on that day because they really hope that I'm going to sell all this.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. So we need also to look at the shelf life of what we are consuming, because you realize the longer the vegetables stay exposed, the more nutrients we are exposing and wasting. So we also need to look at, while we are shopping, what are we buying from the markets, and how long have they been there?
So was your 200 bob well spent in the market?
Well spent, well utilized, and a balanced meal.
Let's see what you've got. I love the display on our table here, on our little diner. Let's start with breakfast. What have you prepared for us for breakfast?
For breakfast, I prepared some porridge, wheat porridge, and some maize in it. Technically, most people will say that, you see, our porridge nowadays, people have gotten the wrong aspect about balancing nutrition. And you'll find people are making porridge flour, they are going to put omena inside, they're going to put beans, they're going to put every other thing in it. But I would like to explain something about the porridge that we are having. It is not about the many things that you have to go and prepare together with the porridge. It's about what you're deriving from the porridge you want to take. And most of the times we advise that you can at least have 2 components in the porridge, all 3, a maximum of 3. If you're going to have maize, millet, and sorghum, good. But again, you look at whatever everybody else is putting in it, and you'll find some of us, we are taking in porridge that is not well done. How long are we making our porridge? Some of us will put the water, it will start boiling. You mix the cold, when you scoop the flour, you mix with cold water, and then you have the boiling water. And then you put into the boiling water and you stir. For how long are we stirring? Some of us are stirring and the heat is just exposed. It's not the medium heat that you are going to take time and it's going to take time.
So just to be clear, because we've grown up with this cold water business, what's wrong with using cold water to do the initial mix with the flour?
I think it's just the aspect of making sure that we are not getting the curds, the ones that come off, and also because we also want to have a smooth flowing porridge, especially when you're preparing
so without losing the nutrients.
Without losing the nutrients and without having it overcook, because you see also again adding to another hot water.
Now, how is porridge overcooked? Because it can be there for hours and we'll still drink it.
It can be there for hours and still cook, because we say at most we make porridge for 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
When you add into it. And when you want to know that you're already at par, it starts boiling on itself. And this is the point where people assume that, it has started bubbling up, it's good, we take it off. But you need to keep the time so that you're able to know it has cooked. Again, when you cook porridge and it's not well made, you'll still feel the texture in your mouth. You still feel like, it's like I'm taking raw flour.
Sasa, this uji, in terms of nutrition, what's in it?
In terms of nutrition, wheat has fiber, which helps with digestion. The maize, the corn, has an aspect of protein in the yellow thing that people call the small yellow thing, has some protein in it, and the outer one has some carbohydrates. So in the long run, you have taken like a whole scoop of some nutrients in it and kilocalories that are not less than 100 kilocalories in it, which is expected maybe in the morning for you to get kicking.
We know that uji is very common for breakfast, but why did you decide to have an uji breakfast?
I decided to have an uji breakfast because of my budget. Because you see, you're not going to buy sausage when you don't have the budget.
Yeah.
When you're at home and you still want to meet the nutrition component that you're looking for. So you're going to get something that really has, yes, you are able to take in. At the same time, you're able to get the nutrition component in it. And with the 200 shillings, I don't think there was something more I was going to buy, unless an egg to add to it, which I would prefer. I took it over lunch hour together with the matoke, which I didn't have a protein additive to it. So it's what you're eating across it. Yes.
If our CS Mutai Kagwe is watching right now, he'll be very proud of you because you didn't buy sausages. You've used your 200 bob oil to buy.
I did sit for a beer.
Exactly. Now, my experience of uji is that when you take it, it makes you very hungry. So it makes you want to eat even more.
And that's why we want to have people eating across the day. Because you see, it's not just the 3 main course.
But we have 200 bob. How do we eat across the day?
We don't eat, what I want to say is, we have 3 main meals, which at the moment everybody wants to have the 3 main meals. But during the day, we have snacks in between the meals. Whereby, like, for example, if I take my breakfast at 7, which is going to happen now, if I take now, at around 10 a.m., I'll take a snack. I'll take a glass of milk, which I didn't have to incorporate in my porridge in the morning. I would choose to take a fruit. I would choose to take a smoothie or something of the sort before I get to lunch hour.
Okay.
Yes.
Talking about lunch hour, I'm happy with the uji. I'm going to taste it in a minute. But let's go to your choice of lunch.
My choice of lunch is amazing. It's a funny one, which most Kenyans will think it's a funny mix-up, because we have matoke, we have some eggs, and we have an avocado.
Wow.
Now, in matoke, in bananas, we have potassium and magnesium, and bananas are rich in vitamin B. So this is going to help us with the formation of red blood cells. It also helps us prevent stroke. Bananas are very good because they help prevent stroke. And also it helps in the boosting of the immunity. In the potatoes, we have...
just on that, when you say it helps to prevent stroke, what do they actually do in the body? What's the role of banana in our system?
Because of the potassium and the magnesium and the vitamin B, they're going to help us in the fighting of stroke, in boosting the immunity.
Okay.
As in, because also in the potatoes we have the fiber that is going to help with the continuous breakdown of food in the system.
Okay.
And also in bananas, it has also a component that's going to help in the breakdown of the protein that is going to be in the egg. That's That's why it has all these combinations. Somebody will say, okay, where is our fruit today? And then we have the avocado. I'll take people back. We have different times that we take fruits. Fruits can be taken before food. Fruits can be taken as you take your food, which avocado becomes one of those fruits that we take together with our meals. And you can also take 30 minutes after the meal. This depends with the instructions given by the dietitian you're working with.
Is there a preference for fruit either before or after the meal?
Most people prefer to take before meal because they have this component in the head that if I take before meals, they are going to be utilized in the body. And true? It is true, they are digested very fast. Fruits are digested very fast. Okay. Into the system. But it does not make any difference you taking a fruit after meal 30 minutes later. It gives the space, it also helps. It also depends you're taking the fruits for what role. Because you might be taking some fruits as an appetizer, which we recommend you to take before meals.
Right.
And you might be taking a fruit to help you with the digestion, which now will come to you taking it together with the food or in between the meal as you take it. And maybe you might be taking the fruit as a dessert. And two thoughts.
Right.
As a dessert, so it depends with the role that you want your fruits to play in the system, and again, what condition you are in that recommends you to get this.
So let's talk about the avocado now. It's a popular one. We've seen it in githeri, we've seen it in all sorts of food. It's quite popular.
You want to believe that avocado has close to 20 vitamins and minerals in it?
Tell us a bit more.
Avocado has roughly close to 80 kilocalories in a slice, in the half of it, the 50 grams one. And in it, we have different vitamins and minerals. I think that's why it's sweet. And then the fat in the avocado is the good fat. You know, you have the good and the bad fat. Is the good fat, which is easily absorbed in the system, in the body, and it's broken up easily. So when you take an avocado, it's like you have taken a meal that's well balanced with vitamins, especially now that we are looking out to fruits that will help us with fighting the germs, the diseases, the viruses in our systems, especially boosting the immunity. It's going to play one of those roles.
And you can take it with many, in combination
with a lot of other foods. You can take it with so many combinations of food, githeri, matoke. Avocado, people will even use it when you're making bread. In the morning when you have a toast and you just don't have brew band and you're avoiding too extra fats, you just paste it and you're good to go.
So a multi-purpose fruit.
A multi-purpose fruit.
Let's move to the white stuff on your plate.
White stuff of my plate, I said it's an egg in the provision of protein. Because we are trying to reach out to what, in the raw foods, maybe we'll have it projected later. I was trying to look at having the 200 already done, but in the same plate, we are able to have the different vitamins. You might not be able to get this combination across the whole week, but it would be advisable at least across the whole week, in 2 days, you'll be able to meet all the vitamins and minerals that you advise to have across the whole week in the 5 days. When you are not able to, because now we are looking at somebody who is just making 200 in a day and they have to cope with the current situation.
On that plate, is it just one egg, literally one boiled egg that you have?
Yes, it's one boiled egg. And the advantage about the boiled egg is that we have not added any extra fat. It's just boiled, it has the whole thing, it's a whole meal, it's a whole egg, it has the proteins, it has everything compact, as compared to adding extra oils when you're frying it and all. So a boiled egg goes well.
So now, I'm fully convinced about the, the nutrition value of what's for lunch. My only concern is its presentation. From where I look, there's a language they speak, they call it madogodani or something
like but somebody madogodani like for me in the morning. But
mashakura, some people say.
Yes, I would say the arrangement of your food really matters when you're eating a presentation.
So this one you'd have to eat with your eyes closed, because the plate is not too attractive.
This one, something happened in the morning that made my food look madogodani, but I can tell you from the serving it was presentable.
Okay.
But at the moment, I would say the reason as to why I've kept them aside, like the egg on the side and the avocado on the other side, is to make it attractive to the eyes. Because if I served matoke alone, people like eating, colors attract your eyes.
Yes.
Everybody wants to see something beautiful. So I think part of this was also to make it colorful and attractive for your lunch.
Okay. So I'm happy with my breakfast, happy with my lunch. Let's see what we'll have before we go to bed. What's for dinner?
Dinner, we have some greens and we have some githeri. what people say, nilikula githeri sikukula nutrition. Most people will say, as we are eating githeri, are we even matching nutrition? And I'll say, yes, we are matching nutrition.
Okay.
And the beautiful thing about the legumes, the beans, it says that when you take legumes, you are able to fight the fats in the body by 5%. The bad oils, you're able to address them by 5% when you take legumes at least twice in a week. So I would say we have githeri, we have the maize, as I mentioned earlier, the component of having carbohydrates, having the protein on the, and then we have in it we have the tomatoes, we have the onions, and we have the green pepper. I added the green pepper to entice the mouth. Those who are not able to take the chili, at least the green pepper gives you that taste of like there's something different in the food. And we say food is not just food. It has to be exciting food, entertaining. You see, it's like some of us, we break our boredom by being in the kitchen. And when you have to be in the kitchen, you have to make something that you'll get excited eating.
Right.
So you can't have your githeri just plain, kitungu and the maize and the beans and you're gone. But again, I put the greens in the aspect of the vitamins and also to help with the fiber that's going to help in the digestion and the minerals.
Now, for many people, githeri is actually a staple diet, and partly because it's an affordable meal. But in terms of nutrition, tell us.
Nutrition, I'm saying the beans are good because they have it's a protein. We are taking the beans as a protein when we are eating it, and it also has the aspect of helping the body in the fighting the fats that we have, because as of now most people want to fight and they don't want to grow big, but you still want to eat when you're in quarantine in the house. But again, you're saying when you take the beans, you take the maize, which also has some component of the fiber. Fiber is good because it helps with the digestion and it keeps the system going, and also it helps with the absorption of the proteins. And also we have the greens. The greens, we are going to use them as vitamins and the minerals. So it means even as we are going to rest, our body is also going to get boosted with the immune level.
Okay, so what kind of greens did you go for? The different types, yeah.
I went for the local ones. I bought there are these greens that are normally called managu, and there is the mchicha, the terere. I mixed the two of them because of the taste of the managu, which is normally not very sweet, and I put a few drops of milk into it to help with the flavor and also to help with the acidity that might not go well in the stomach.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's our day across 200 bob.
Yes.
What is it that took the bulk of the money? Which meal?
I think the bill that took the bulk of the money was this. The lunch,
avocado,
where
yeah.
we had the avocado, the eggs, and the bananas and the potatoes. The potatoes were many; they are there, but the bananas you'll find right now the price exaggerated, and I think that's what took the highest portion of the money.
And for people who are watching who may want to follow this, can you give us, we don't have it prepared, but can you give us an example of how you could vary this meal for tomorrow, for example? This is today. What else could you do tomorrow, maybe for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner? Just
tomorrow, maybe we could go for the arrowroots and a cup of tea. That is for breakfast. The market price for arrowroots, you'll get like 3 big ones at 100 shillings, which already means you have taken that. And then you can also choose to take potatoes again or beans, and you can make the arrowroots portion with the potatoes for another meal, which could be lunch hour. And then in the evening, you could pick to have maybe ugari and greens, or you could pick to have maybe ugari and scrambled eggs, depending on what you're going to get.
Okay. Well, Irene, thank you. Just from a distance, I am already full. This looks really absolutely appetizing. I haven't had any breakfast yet, so when the camera is off, I will attack this.
You're welcome.
I may not start in the order that you've arranged. But yeah, stay with us, Irene. Thank you very much indeed. Now, we've noticed that during this stay-at-home period, a lot of you have been cooking from home. And so we partnered with pishi.co.ke to bring you a weekly segment called Pisho, beg your pardon, called Pishi, sorry, I get that right. Pishi Home Chef. It's the githeri that's getting in the way. All you have to do is cook a meal, any meal or a meal that will be giving you as a challenge. Record a video of it, post it on our social media, and using Pishi Home Chef. And if you like what you've made, well, you will become a Pishi Home Chef of the Week and will be featuring your cooking in the show. This competition will be weekly every Friday, so you have time to prepare your 1-minute meal. Okay, more of that in a moment. But first,
hi everyone, today me and my son Asa, say hi Asa.
Hi.
We're going to be making our very own pizzas. So the ingredients that we are using is we grated some mozzarella cheese. We bought pizza bases, pasta sauce, grab the foil paper.
First, we have to grab the foil paper. And before you do this, take a napkin, take a little bit of olive oil.
And we're just spreading that around the foil paper so that the pizza base doesn't stick to the foil paper once you put it in the oven. Asa's going to pick up one of our pizza bases out of the bag and put it into the foil. You just need enough sauce to cover the pizza. Because Asa likes kind of a sweeter taste to the sauce, he likes to add ketchup to the sauce because the ketchup has some sweetness. He's going to add a tiny bit of black pepper. Great, that looks super cheesy. You can always add additional toppings to your pizza. And what we made is we have some sausage coming out of the oven, sizzling. Now this is just plain Italian sausage that I fried a little bit and then I put in the oven to continue roasting. So we just roughly chopped up some of the Italian sausage, and then you can put on half the pizza, you can put on all the pizza. Great. So you happy with that?
Yeah.
Great.
This is my mom about to put it in the oven. So it depends how much cheese you want on the pizza.
Filling. Okay, now it's time to take the pizza out of the oven. It's hot. And there you have it. There is our homemade sausage pizza. Yum. And there you have it. Sausage pizza. Asa, how does it taste? It's hot. How is it, Asa?
Pretty good. Homemade too.
Good.
okay, away from my breakfast and lunch, to my other guests in the studio, Olivia Tino, welcome to your world. Tell us about Pishi, first of all. Let's start from there.
Pishi is a play on the Swahili word Pishi. So we just dropped the M, and it's Pishi, P-I-S-H-I. Pishi is a Nation Media Group digital product, but it lives across various platforms. So you can go to pishi.co.ke, you can go to Pishi254. We'll be launching something on Telegram very soon. You'll be able to search for, Pishi KE. So there's so much you can do with Pishi, but at the core of it, it's food, and it's bringing people together through food.
Okay. What do you want the people to do when they engage or they interact with Pishi?
There's so many different things. In the past, we've had expos. In the future, we will once everything opens up again. But right now, I want people to document and to share their cooking experiences. It can be whatever you want to make. This morning, my mouth was watering because for several reasons. One, I'm a vegetarian myself, and looking at what the nutritionist had prepared, that's basically what I have.
Right.
People think that, we want to make everything fancy, and no. I like basic food, easy food, fresh food. When I saw the githeri for us, I call it nyoyo, I loved it. I love managu with a little bit of milk, just a tad, you know. And unlike you, I actually liked the boiled egg. It appeals to me.
Right.
So with Pishi, we're looking for your cooking experiences. On the website, you can also go on and look at lifestyle. So if you want to understand, like you were asking, how does avocado help prevent stroke? Or what foods should you be eating to get maximum nutrition while you're in the home? Because a lot of people are struggling one way or another with corona kilos. You want to maybe add a little
We
bit?
already have a name for it.
It just came to my head. It just came to my head.
Nice.
Well, you know, corona kilos, people sometimes need more. People sometimes want to lose some.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have been telling me, Olivia, I think I've grabbed everybody's lost corona kilos. What can I do? So, you know, if you go on to pishi.co.ke, there's some articles there that can help you. But for right now, using the hashtag #PishiHomeChef, do exactly what you saw. You know, take a video, take photos, you know, tag it. You're already on social media, whatever your platform, be it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all you have to do is use that hashtag, we will find you. But if you're scared of being on social media, you can also go onto the website and upload directly from there.
From whatever events, exhibitions you may have had, what are people looking for, or what has surprised in terms of people's interactions in the events that you've had?
People want that one-on-one. People don't just want to go buy something or go see something. They want to learn, they want an experience. We had a very successful Indo-Chinese Food Expo last year where we brought several communities together. In fact, two countries that historically people think, you know, don't see eye to eye, came together, shook hands. We had our group CEO, we had several other people, and Kenyans came out in droves to sample food from these different countries and people who've been in Kenya for quite a long time. Moving forward, we have another expo coming up. We're focusing on various cuisines from around the world. The reason we have a lot of emphasis on food and the global presence is because it's the one thing that unites all of us. Currently, there's so many things that divide us, be it on a political note, be it on socioeconomic status, be it on education, religion, even gender. But food is one of those things that transcends all of that. When you sit down and break bread, that's true unity.
Okay, now when you say home chef, a lot of people think five-star hotel.
Oh,
chef.
definitely not. If you see what I've been doing, it's nonsense. There's even a small video of just potatoes cut into chips in hot oil, boiling. You know, go back to basics.
So it's you at home.
It's just you at home, whatever you're
kitchen.
cooking. Whether you're using a meko, whether you're using a jiko, whether you're using, you know, some fancy ovens, whatever you're doing, it's not about the environment. It's about the presence and the sharing of the experience. Because a lot of people are learning a lot of things. You know, I saw an image of someone who just boiled maize. He didn't put butter, he didn't put any margarine, he didn't even put salt. He just had boiled maize. And let me tell you, that maize looked so good.
Yeah, yeah.
It looked so good.
Love that too, actually.
You know, I remember when I was younger and we'd have roasted maize with lemon, chili, and salt. And then sometimes it would be like a raw mango with lemon, chili, and salt.
You're taking me way back. Now, people will wonder, Nation Media Group, a media house, in the kitchen, how did the two go together, just like my avocado and eggs?
The wonderful thing about food is that it's always in the news for one reason or another. Either we don't have any, either the locusts are eating it, either we don't know how to make it, either we want it for our, you know, medical reasons. You have to. Food is one of those things that you have to consume just to survive, and is always in the news for one reason or another. Right now, people are wondering how to manage, especially economically. You know, that's why food is in the news. People are wondering, okay, with the heavy rains, will it affect our produce? If we have the locusts, how will it affect us moving forward? So Nation Media Group has a mandate, even from an agricultural level, and speaking to farmers and people at the grassroots, to focus on food. We take it in a 360-degree approach. We meet people on the ground through expos. We meet people in cyberspace through our social media, through our website, and radio and television, also one of those platforms where we interact with people, and on print. We have several amazing journalists and editors, like in Business Daily Life, Saturday Nation Magazine, who are always showcasing food on one level or another, whether it's professionals like chefs or eateries. And if you even do that high-low comparison, where you go, for example, on Pishi, we have Pishi professionals. And Pishi professionals are the top chefs, the people who come from restaurants, whether they're caterers. These are people who make their money from food. in some way or another. These are people who've studied food, who understand food, you know, not just the macros and the micros, but also how to bring the different flavors together to make it the most appealing. You were not appetized by that meal, but there's somebody who could put that together and you'd be like, oh my goodness. You know, so Pishi professionals is one end, and whereby home chefs is the other end, where it's not gourmet.
Right.
Home chefs, if you're a fantastic baker, good for you. You may be an accountant, but you're secretly making the best, you know, cookies anybody's ever seen. Or you may be, you know, a marketer, but your passion really is for making salads or juices or smoothies.
Now, there are people who, even in their own cooking, will feel, oh, this is not good enough. I know you're asking them to actually share that on video.
That's me.
For the
That's
entire world to see.
That's me. Well, people are already sharing.
Yeah.
We're not forcing anybody. People are already sharing. I get so many status updates of people's meals. I think it's the easiest way for someone to communicate, because throughout the day you will eat something. Even if it's just a piece of fruit or a boiled egg, you will eat something. And sometimes you want to share, but being isolated or being in your home, you don't know what to share. So that food is maybe the first thing you reach to. So we're not forcing anybody, but if you do want that platform, if you do want to reach other people, if you do want to interact, if you do want to be, you know, next week's Pishi home chef where we can feature you, why not? I've had some amazing people on social media. There's Farida at Farida215. There's at Zamunda Amezidi. You know, if you just go to the Pishi Instagram, which is at Pishi254, you'll see some people making some amazing things.
Okay, and what are your tips to people who are feeling inspired to get started?
Take a picture of the ingredients, please. I get a lot of content of the finished product, but I don't know the process. I don't have to, you know, write out a recipe or give me a method, but please share the ingredients, even if it's just on a tabletop, right? And then share 2 or 3 things about the process. You don't have to talk. You don't have to be as engaging as the home chef you've just seen. You can just basically take a couple of photos and tell us what the ingredients are and what the main dish is. Or even if you want, what was the experience like? Did it come out the way you intended? I've made a few things and I realized, you know, salt is a friend, you know, or there was just too much salt, too much of a friend. So, you know, just tell us how was it? And then maybe, you know, next time if we try to make it, we can improve on it.
Okay, let me put you on a challenge right now,
Yes.
similar to Irene. What would be your meal of the day from breakfast to dinner? What would be your options? A healthy option. What's your breakfast? What's your dinner? What's your lunch?
I'll be honest. Firstly, I said I'm a vegetarian.
Yep.
Number 2, I'm very health conscious. My sister is a registered dietitian, so she's all about health and nutrition and food-based nutrition. I love being plant-based. I stopped eating meat a long time ago. So for me, a typical morning would have involved some sort of porridge or oats. I'm a big fan of porridge or oats, and I also like nuts and seeds. So I might add some pumpkin seeds. I might add some, you know, sunflower seeds to my porridge, to my oats or porridge. I can take it with water, I can take it with milk. I'm a huge coffee drinker. Huge. Unfortunately, I'm a huge coffee drinker. But I have my coffee black, no milk, no sugar. So the other day, someone told me the price of sugar. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What is the price? So I'd have basically coffee, some water.
Why so much coffee?
I don't know. Even on my bracelet, you'll see a little coffee pot, you know. I think it's one of those things that started because when I moved out of this country from a young age, coffee united me with Kenya. You know, I was always proud to be Kenyan, irrespective of where we lived. And, you know, having that Kenyan coffee is one of those things that, you know, you were just proud to share and to give to others and to consume yourself. So that's number 1. Also, it gives me that kick because I'm a very early riser. I tend to rise by around 4:35.
Right.
Prior to this, I would be, you know, out of the house, you know, as part of the 5 a.m. club. So I'm a very morning person. It gives me that extra boost of energy.
Okay.
So I'd have oats with my coffee and some water. Then I might have a banana in it. If not, then for 10 o'clock, my snack would be a fruit. And I'm a huge fan of things like pumpkin and chickpeas and nyoyo. Just beans, maize. I love pumpkin. Simple, basic food. I love it. Recently, someone tried to introduce me to more fancy things like tofu, but yeah, I'm not an expert on that. So I like to keep it very, very basic. I love greens. I've been experimenting with different types of greens, long leafy greens or different types of cabbages. I'm a huge fan of that. The carrots, sweet potato arrowroot. When she mentioned that tomorrow's meal would have been arrowroot, I'm like, yes!
I mean, as well.
Yes! I love arrowroot. So dinner would be something basically with a sweet potato, whether roasted or boiled. Very simple.
Okay, and in a few seconds before we wind up, do you want to remind our viewers where to interact with Pishi?
Yes, just all you have to do is post whatever you're posting and just use the hashtag Pishi Home Chef. Whatever your social media platform, use Pishi Home Chef and we'll find you.
Okay, Olivia, thank you very much indeed for sharing all of that. Now, COVID-19 lockdown and a lengthy stay at home is giving rise to the hidden chefs within people, just as we're discussing here. From just boiling rice or frying chips to exotic cuisine. Now, record a 1-minute video of you cooking any meal and send us the video and we'll definitely air it at the end of the show. Here's a simple example of what we're talking about. Let the challenge begin.
Hi guys, welcome to my home cooking session. My name is Winnie. And today I'm going to teach you how to make an octopus stew, which is one of my favorite seafoods. To start with, we have boiled octopus here. I'll add some cooking oil to it. Add a little bit of it. I like cooking in a sufuria because everything cooks inside and steams very nicely. We'll add some onions, red onions. Reduce the heat a little bit. Red onions aside. They don't have to cook until they're brown. Just need to be a little bit moist and soft. Then we add some zucchini.
Okay, let's see what you've been up to on our hashtag New Normal. These are some of your comments. But first of all, this is the question of the day. We asked you, what have you learned to cook during your stay at home period? And this is what you said. The first comment here is from Janet Njeri. I've learned to cook dry fry pineapples, roasted watermelon together with boiled avocados in this period. Nothing is impossible. I have posted it in the YouTube link. Thank you very much, Njeri. We'll check that out. Sindevi, still searching for ingredients to cook tea worthy 4 million. Afya House wana kuangalia na hiyo tweet yako. Molinshi, this is the time I'm cooking mashakura. Hate being indoors. Pole, get used to it. We are in here for a while. Nelima, I've learned that desmodium increases milk production in cows. Okay, I want to know what you're cooking though. Joy Austin, I've learned how to cook difficulties, ngumus. Okay, it's that hard. Juma Nzaro, I've learned that there's nothing to learn if you don't have anything to cook. Okay, I hear you about the state of the economy. Habiba wa Manchester, cooking water and boiling noodles. Okay, umeingia kwenye noodles, thank you. Angash Msani, maji fry, boiro, choma, frozen, etc. I'm now a good chef. Nialike, nifunzane. Tutumie video, tutaishow. Joseph Morgan, eggs and pancake. Okay, I'm already mouth beginning to water. Sante sana. Another one from Maisie Lindsay. Honestly speaking, what is there to be cooked? Okay, sawa. Thank you for that. Another comment from Arimathea, Eritrea. I've learned to cook pilau properly. Okay, so away from pilau, Njeri, Otieno, Ochieng, na Omondi, we'll take a short break.
Credit to you if you stay at home. If you must shop online, use your NCBA credit card. Stay home. Stay safe. Basic protective measures as guided by the World Health Organization. Clean hands frequently with soap and clean water. Cover nose and mouth when coughing and sneezing with a tissue or flexed elbow. Avoid close contact 1 meter or 3 feet with anyone with cold or flu-like symptoms. If you have fever, cough and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early. Avoid raw or uncooked animal products. Help the world put an end to the spread of respiratory diseases by sharing this message with a friend. Message brought to you by Sour Herbal Family Bath Soap.
Working from home? No problem. Fiber Home has you covered with the fastest and most reliable internet speeds. Get connected today. Kazi lazima iendelee.
She's not here.
It's my fault. It's all my fault. You died because of me, and now Mom and Dad are separating because of me.
You have to hold on.
Hold on to what?
Hope.
Heaviness and a burning inside. It could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
One thing that changed this country is when we had the new constitution. And I can tell you devolution is working. There has been a lot of transformation in the people's lives in Kakamega County.
Look at the Buhungu Stadium, the modern markets which have been put up in 12 sub-counties, the agriculture, the subsidy that we give to the farmers, the infrastructure in terms of the roads. We are far ahead of many other counties. And I just wish that we could be able to have more funds be channeled to the counties.
Let the music hit you, move you, or just make you end your day perfectly. Catch hit after hit of music that gets you grooving on weekday nights. Only on NTV.
We're not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we're better than everybody.
Yes, it's the baddest show, the weekly show, the biggest reggae show all over East and Central Africa.
Dance all of me everything. Dance all of me everything.
This Saturday ni kuchachisha, yani ni kuhakisha moto pale NTV Jambo.
Kuna mazito mpenoma sana. Who's the baddest? Nani OG mazee? Tuambie. Anza tweet saa hii mazee. DJ Mo alongside Miss Katiba.
You know is Jambo right here on NTV.
From 10 p.m. till late. Who's the baddest?
Every girl I say fit them tight, but on you have the pretty way.
She's not here.
my fault. It's all my fault. You died because of me, and now Mom and Dad are separating because of me.
You have to hold on.
Hold on to what?
Hope.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
When is our turn to eat, sisi? Mnamaliza lini?
Well, I think waliza mali wako 100 million, 60 million ikaenda kwa administration. Na hizo administration, sasa wale magadhesi you select kama leader.
Yeah. Some of our audience members are fans of the ODM party. Now, as one of them has expressed, they miss tear gas.
You know, I was a very unique kind of student. I was good in arts and I was very good in sciences.
Hiyo flexibility ya kusomea hizo vitu zote simugawie magavana wengine at least.
Now, we promised you a feast this Food Friday. We're not only just going to feast, we're actually going to go to the farm to see what we can do, what we can get from there. So let's cross over live to Wangui Kuria, who is a farmer on fire in Kitengela. Good morning and welcome to your world.
Hi, how are you guys?
Very well.
So it's Wangari, the farmer on fire. NTV is on the farm today.
Sasa uko wapi and what are you doing there in the shamba?
I am in Nairobi. I'm an urban farmer. I'm based in Kitengela. Hapa tuko Kitengela, tuko mbali, diaspora too.
Okay, so tell me what you're up to this morning.
So today we are harvesting some things that we're going to prepare live on TV. So I have some mushrooms here that I've already plucked for you guys. I have some carrots, some thorn melons, some lettuce. It's going to be quite a show. So guys, stay tuned. A lot is packed for you guys.
Now, we know we want to focus a little bit on unusual meals, and not the kawaida meals that we normally have.
Yes.
Tell me why you chose those particular ingredients.
Mushrooms. Right now, we are going through a pandemic. And experts are saying that if you find zinc supplements, they will help boost your immunity, and this is the one thing that I know has a lot of zinc, so this is my #1 choice for you guys to boost your immunity. And then greens, color. Me, I'm about color. So yeah, so that's why I made this selection, to boost the immunity and just to give you diversity and to help you know what these things contain instead of eating the boring mboga sukuma nyama. A rest is as good as a change. So I'm here to give you that rest, that difference. Yes.
Okay, now Wangari, the mushrooms from where I'm in the studio, they look totally amazing. Lakini watujazoea, they are very slippery. Sijui.
Yes. I would not advise you to go scouting for mushroom in the wild, because you might find some poisonous one will just kill you in a second. So please don't do that. Go to a farmer like me who grows her own and knows what variety is edible. So this one is called oyster. It tastes just like eggs, I tell you.
Tell us what else is on your farm. Let's have a look.
Oh, too much. As you can see, pumpkins. Here I'm harvesting some French beans. If you'll just accompany me so that we make our vegetable. And guys, we're also doing a homemade pizza, so it's going to be quite a day for everyone.
And what else grows on your farm?
And then we So we have lettuce, and in that greenhouse, that's where my capital money maker is. That's where tomatoes grow. I also have broccoli. I also have cauliflowers. I have peppers. Yo, I have everything in this farm.
How long have you been doing this? This is amazing.
So I'm born and bred from the highlands. I'm from Nyahururu. So farming is in the blood, But then, hey, you grow up seeing your mom not making any money, so you don't see farming as a career, and you are like, hey, Dad, I want to go to Campo. So you end up in Nairobi, you hustle, you tarmac, you get that corporate job, then you get retrenched. And it's time to go back to the drawing board. So this is where we are. But literally, I can say I've been exposed to farming my whole life.
And you don't mind getting your hands dirty, literally?
No. I might be here wearing lipstick and Q-tips, but believe me, I have to do what I have to do. And it's also how I keep my body fit, by having movement and physical engagement.
Okay, sasa Wangari, because we want to see what you cook. Tutakurelease kidogo, you go to the kitchen as I have another conversation. We'll join you shortly to see what you're making. Sawa sawa.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay, here in the studio, I've got Boniface.
Yes.
Karibu sana. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to your world.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're a clinical dietitian.
Yes.
First of all, what does that actually mean?
Okay, clinical dietitian basically is people know us as nutritionists, but our clinical dietitian is more in the clinical setting, whereby they prepare meals to the sick, and also people that also maybe want to gain weight. They have plans to gain weight or lose weight. Yeah. So basically, it's about planning of meal planning is depending on the individual needs.
Okay. Now earlier we had Irene, and we gave her the challenge of helping us to see us through the day on a budget of 200 shillings. For you, the assignment is slightly different. Some of us are single, tunaishi peke yetu, and when you're single, you tend to eat the same thing over and over again. Mkate sijui na nini na ugali. So we challenged you to see what else, how can you spice up our lives as single people living on their own, and also in this COVID-19 season. So tuambie what you have today.
Okay, so as you can see from the with me here is a group of foods. And we ensure that nutrition is key during this time of COVID-19. So we've been told, and through research, that of course good nutrition is going to promote your health, and it's also going to actually even prevent you, promote your immunity, and also prevent more of you getting COVID-19 at a higher rate. Yeah. So with me here, I've grouped, as you can see, have a group. So we have these are starches up to here. So you have the matoke, we have the rice, and we have this is flour. Other people call it flour. Yeah. So then we have the pulses. So this is the kamande. Then we have the beans. So this is a part of the protein, and also the part of the protein we also have eggs. We have tripes, which is most people would do not. It's called matumbo or mara. Yes. And then we have maini.
Just on matumbo, because I'm a big fan of matumbo. But they tell us it's an empty calorie, and it's nutritional.
Yes, that is why I actually opted to put this, because it's a low budget protein.
Okay.
And then people will say that it doesn't have it is an empty calorie, but unlike that is not true.
Okay.
So matumbo has a lot of protein in it. Yeah, so the only and then is actually a better option because it has low fat as compared to even to the other part of the beef.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we have maini, which is also the liver, which is very rich in iron. Yeah. So then another protein, which is I opted milk, but in this case I opted the maziwa mala. Maziwa mala is a better option for those people that maybe have discomfort with when they take the other raw milk. Yeah, so when they have the sour milk, it's much better. So the same thing they can also be taking. I mean, you can opt this as also maybe change with the yogurt, the plain yogurt, which also be the same thing because of the fermentation process. So you'll be able to have the healthy option. Yes, and now you have the vitamins and the minerals here. So that is the watermelon, the bananas, and each of these has its own nutrient that it gives.
Oh, okay. Before we go into the details, just on this, let's start with the watermelon there, which is again a very common, popular fruit. What's the value to my body?
Yeah, so watermelon is very known for this. As you can see, the fruits are, the way they are colored also depend. So as you can see, this is as a yellow color, and this is a red color. So the way they are colored, so that means they have different nutrients. Yeah, so in watermelon is actually known for mostly for vitamin C, vitamin A. The seeds have vitamin. They have zinc. That's a mineral. Yeah, I've heard the farmer saying about zinc. Yeah, so the seeds are known with zinc. And in terms of immunity, vitamin C, vitamin A, it's the good thing to go for. And again, it's affordable. Now you can get a slice of 10 shillings, a slice of 20 shillings. Yeah, then the same. Yeah. That is
again, remind us, we know the value of a banana, but just do remind us again.
Yeah, banana is rich in vitamin A, and mostly it is known for potassium. Yeah, so remember also it can give you energy. Yeah, banana in the morning, actually you can even have banana in the morning in your breakfast. Yeah, so it's also because it also has a bit of the carbohydrates, a bit of it.
Okay,
yeah.
You've got something else in that packaging next to the watermelon.
Yes, so this is assorted vegetables. So assorted vegetable, the reason why I opted this is because this is not for the people that we are talking about now, the people that are single and they like quick fix. Because maybe you're used to going to the hotels after work. Yeah, but now there's no hotel that is open.
Eating out is a challenge.
Yeah, eating out is a challenge. So Mama Mboga will be able to give you a quick fix for that. So this one you can prepare within a few minutes, because vegetables are not cooked for a long time. So the assorted vegetable has the French beans. It has also a few of the peas. Yeah, and then for also it has the carrots, and all of those will have its own nutrients. Mostly, I would say this is a nutrient dense in terms of the varieties of minerals and vitamins.
Okay, so on your table, a variety of things: matumbo, milk, maziwa mala, eggs, etc. Now we're trying to formulate some kind of a meal plan for the single person who hasn't got much time, hasn't got options. So what will be your options today?
We can choose because this is the only vegetable you have, so we can choose to have the assorted vegetables as part of the vegetable. For example, if last either dinner or lunch. Yeah, so Irene was very good in giving us the breakfast. That was my option of breakfast as well. Yeah, so this will be maybe more of a vegetable that is more precise for now. So you can still use other options. Maybe the people we're not comfortable, they even don't know how to prepare the French beans and all those, but you can even use other vegetables, and for especially the one that Irene showed you, the vegetables that are readily available at the moment, because the vegetable but you always ensure that you have variety of them.
Now in this, do you steam it, do you fry it?
So this is shallow fry. Just shallow fry. You just unakatakata kitungu as usual, and then a little amount of oil, yeah, and then you just shallow fry them.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then that is a part of the vegetable. So you can choose to have your own with rice, or you can choose to have with your ugali. Yeah. Remember these are starch, and they are energy giving foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need energy at this moment. Yeah. So as long as you're not overdoing them, that's the best. So we can choose maybe to do a rice for that matter. So
rice with this.
Rice with the yeah, and then we can have an option of protein. You can choose either you can choose the maini. There you go. So that's a full meal. Yeah. So it's a full. It has all the nutrients that you require in a day.
And some rice. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's option one. So option two, you can have your beans. Yeah. So
what's the difference between those two sets of beans?
So the set of beans is just a variety of they have different varieties of the vitamin B. Yeah. So they still have they're still protein, but they have. So when this has maybe like 60% of the protein, this might have maybe like 50%. That's just they are a small amount of difference. Yeah. But they are all protein.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, option two can be
beans with rice, yeah, and vegetables of your own choice. Yeah.
Where do the eggs come in?
The eggs can come in during breakfast time. Remember they can even come even during lunchtime. So the eggs you can prepare them during breakfast. So, and of course, we ensure that it's not an everyday thing. So variety is the key in nutrition. So you don't need to do an egg every day. Yeah, so the next day you have to option to make another option of another protein in the morning.
And for people who have particular needs, maybe you're diabetic or something like that, or even hypertensive, what would you advise? And again, this is a single person, but who also has some of these other conditions that they live with.
Yeah, so in that case, I would say it is normally, for such person, the diet is more individualized, so you'll have to consider so many other things. So is this person active? How the age bracket, that person is within which age bracket, and then has been is it a newly diagnosed diabetes or hypertensive? Yeah, so then we start from there. So we know that if, for example, if it is someone who is just been newly diagnosed, we'll have to sit down and explain to them what diabetes is, how you can prevent, we can normalize your sugars. For a safer option, you say in most cases, like for the case of the carbohydrates, those are the people that now will be, for the diabetes, we'll be telling them to be very cautious on the too much of the carbs. Yeah,
things like rice.
Yeah, things like rice and ugali. So yes, it's not a no carbs diet. Yes, you need still the carbs. You just moderate on the carbohydrates. Yeah, of course they still need the protein and the variety of vegetable. Yeah, so in most cases we use the hand. Yeah, so the hand jive will be in the size of the portion size of your starch. Yeah, and then the palm size will mean the portion size of the protein.
A lot of people have a serious challenge
with that. Yes,
because you cannot eat ugali the size of your hand, as you say.
The size of your hand it's actually a very big amount.
Not what I've seen, not from my experience. You need some
amount.
Serious serving of ugali on the plate.
Yes, and that is why I say it's dependent on the person activity level.
Right.
Someone who's a mkokoteni person or mtu wa mjengo, a masonry with an active activity.
Yeah.
If they might be needing more higher energy as compared to that person.
So for people like a colleague of mine here who is our fantastic sound engineer who doesn't move much, just sits down, he has no excuse to be eating these huge portions of ugali.
Huge portion of that one is a sedentary person. You don't have a choice to.
So that's for you. Okay.
Yes.
And now, so in terms of just once more, so. It's a smaller portion of the carbo, and the bigger portion is the
vegetables.
Yeah.
The bigger portion should be at least the vegetables, and especially this time we need a lot of vitamins. Again, maybe something else is that most of the people are in the house most of the time. Of course, you don't need a lot of energy, and especially during this time, maybe most of the people are at home and they are not working. They are either working from home. Yeah, so you don't want to keep on going back to the fridge to get some food. Yeah, because you're not very active.
And talking about energy, there is this thought about not having a very heavy meal, very heavy serving of ugali just before you go to bed.
Yeah, yes, that is. We say that in terms of in terms of storage. So you're more likely to be storing more when you just eat and immediately go to bed. So that is normally we don't advise that. Because it's not a good habit.
Okay.
Yes.
Boniface, stay right there with your fantastic array of things that can get into the tummy. We'll come back to talk about eating habits. Let's take a little break now.
Let the music hit you, move you, or just make you end your day perfectly.
I hope you're happy now.
Catch hit after hit of music that gets you grooving on weekday nights. Only on NTV.
There is a way in which territories are taken over spiritually. Now you see, these principalities and powers know this. And that is why it is of necessity to rise above all principality and take your throne. And when you do that, these forces are dislodged. Hallelujah.
Okay, let's now cross over live to Kitengela to our farmer on fire to see what Wangari is up to. Wangari, my camera at the moment is upside down, but where are you? There you are.
Are you able to see me now?
Yes, can you tell me, what are you doing in the oh, lovely kitchen there? What are you up to?
Yes, so today we're doing vegetables. We are going green. The thing about Kenyans is that we think we have to have kanyama because of iron. What you don't know is that these things have a high in iron. So don't think that you're doing yourself a disservice by having this and then going to bed. Just make a lot, ushibe, and know that you're doing good to your body and your old age will be swifter. So
what kind of veggies are you working on, or greens?
So this is cauliflower. So I know especially a few single guys don't know what this is. This is cauliflower. It is from the same family with the broccoli, which we are preparing right now. As you can see, they are coming out so well from the farm, fresh this morning.
What's the value of the cauliflower?
These ones are very high in iron and high in fiber. We know that the modern person right now is struggling with constipation, like it's been an issue. So these are very high in fiber, they're very good. My dad, who has diabetes and a lot of other modern diseases, so what I do, I cut these ones and then I put them in the oven for about 20 minutes and then it becomes like unga. So I use that to make his favorite food because he's not allowed to eat any white flour.
So the challenge we gave you, Wangari, was...
Yes,
the challenge we gave you was we are so used to our sukumas to give us alternatives, and I can see you already...
Yes, so as you can see, the more colorful your plate is, just know you're on the right track. So that's like the simplest first thing you should make sure that your plate has. More colorful, the better, because color means more minerals, and minerals help us absorb even that food we are eating. If your diet is low in minerals, you'll find that even if unakulako kanyama you've invested in, or that chicken, your body is not absorbing much of it. So please have as much color as possible. When we say that humans are omnivorous, it's just kidogo nyama and then the rest should be veggies and fruits.
What's in the basket?
So some capsicum, some tomatoes, carrots, some spring onions. This I really love because they are full of flavor. And then we have, I've forgotten the word of this. We are doing green juice. Yes, so don't get bored in the house. Make a green juice. This is very good for detoxing. You know that when you're staying in one place, you feel anxiety and stress, even though you have at least money to pay rent and buy food during this corona, you're still feeling you're waking up with a heaviness. Make yourself some green juice. Do yourself, you know, a detox for your body. And then we have some lettuce. We are making a green salad as well. We have more of colored capsicum. I told you color. And then we have this one. It's a thorn melon. I know this we think. Ini chakula ya wazazi wetu. We never believe that our generation can eat, but it's very good. It's
what
in
is
the
that?
same family as cucumbers. It's called a thorn melon.
Na tutakula tu hiyo?
Kila kitu hapa is edible. Believe me, these are not, I have rabbits, but they're not for rabbits today, they're for us.
Now,
and we have some strawberries. We are going to make homemade yogurt as well. So a lot, it's a loaded day.
Now, Wangari, I see you full of psych. Yani you enjoy cooking that much?
No, I enjoy farming that much. I mostly don't like cooking. I'm still a very urban woman, but I love farming because it makes me money, and 2, I get to eat what I'm producing, which is safe, which is healthy. I don't want it to go to waste. I don't want someone to eat this whole thing and me, I'm eating garbage, what. I want to also enjoy the fruits of my work.
Okay, so just how big is your farm, and is it enough to sustain you?
It's not big. Actually, I don't have land for now. But as you know, huku watu wamepotea, they don't come and invest. So a few of my neighbors have empty lots. And when they come to visit to see if their land has been grabbed, I just run and I'm like, hi, can I use your land? And I just fence it out and they don't charge me. I become their contact guy to check kama barabara imekuja, stima ikuja, you know. Yeah, so I leverage and get some land.
Okay, sasa where mushrooms zilienda wapi?
Mushroom, boss, this is a high-tech meal. So that's why I love mushrooms as well, because sometimes eggs can get boring. So you can add this to your breakfast, or you can make mushroom sauce. Kama ile ya Java, the one they sell with rice steak, pepper steak. This is what they use.
How long does it take to cook that? Mushroom?
As long as an egg, about less than 5 minutes. It's a quick meal to prepare.
Okay, so briefly, what's your meal?
All these are very quick because you're not supposed to overcook.
So Wangari, briefly, what's your meal plan? Yani tutakula yote pamoja ama what's the plan?
Okay, so I'm doing a bit of mushroom on the side of bread and tea for breakfast. And then I'm going to also add some milk to see how you can make your mushroom sauce to add to your pepper stick if you want to do that. And then we are going to take some crucifers and some carrots and meshiri as one to be accompanied in your meal. It's a vegetable side dish. And then we are going to make a salad, which is a raw vegetable. These are raw. They are best eaten raw, because a lot of heat denatures them. And then we are going to have some homemade yogurt with strawberries. So 4 things.
Okay, one last question before I let you.
And a pizza. We've made pizza. Homemade pizza. So
what's in that?
A lot is coming. So this is just dough, ungangano, and you put hot water and you put yeast and you just mix. Then you'll spread it out, put your toppings, put some cheese. We have some cheese here, cheddar cheese. I'm not fancy with cheese because I don't know a lot about it, but I know this is the most basic and most affordable. Then that's it, you put in the oven.
Wangari, tell us a bit about your pizza. I hope you see pizza na need to put carrots na what will be in there?
You know, Joseph, that I'm a Kikuyu, so that's a risk you'll have to take. But just wait and you'll see what we drop it with.
Okay, I will let you continue with that. and see how you're getting along. We'll be back in a short while. So endelea na hiyo pizza ya waru. Now,
yeah.
Now then, yes, we'll be right back. Now, a Zimbabwean woman leads a team of volunteers to feed her community during the COVID-19 lockdown. The majority of breadwinners earn their living in the informal sector and have been hard hit due to the lack of income. Samantha Murozoki, a 35-year-old lawyer, decided to help the people in the low-income, densely populated town of Chitungwiza near the capital, Harare. Many people in Zimbabwe struggle with an economy in tatters, food shortages, drought, high unemployment, etc. So with restrictions on movement and businesses during coronavirus affected, many have actually lost their livelihoods.
Looks like majority of people that are coming to queue for food are informally employed. So these are your folk who sell fruits, who sell bananas, who do part-time jobs in other people's houses and the like. So because of the lockdown, they've been inhibited from going to work, so they cannot make ends meet. I use about $200 cash, and then after we ran out of the cash, I started barter trading. I have stuff that I had in the house, sneakers, jeans, would barter trade that for a bucket of maize grain or for cooking oil, just anything to get stuff to cook for the day as the numbers grew.
Yeah, because I was suspended there by work. You see, a lot of people were suspended by work because of the coronavirus. So if you are not working, there is no other way you can earn a living. There is no money, so the food in your house is going to run out, obviously. Then this program has benefited us.
The coronavirus lockdown has seen a surge in demand for milk delivery services in Britain. Milkmen once delivered nearly 90% of milk consumed in the UK, but that dipped to less than 3% in recent years. Now the lockdown has seen thousands of new customers sign up for this service that delivers juices and food staples as well as milk, leaving veteran deliverymen like Ian Beardwell double busy.
There's someone's printed something off and had a drawer, and then I've had lots and lots of people taking the trouble to do like handwritten cards. I mean, they're all handwritten and they've all got lovely messages in. Thanks Ian and the team and everybody at Milk and More. So as you can see, people are taking the time and effort to, you know, give me a great big long note. I mean, it's been, as they say, it's been double busy. So it's nice to be out here doing your little bit. I mean, you feel like people are relying on you. They trust to give you a nice order. So we're doing our best to make sure they get all the goods and a fantastic service. So I mean, it's just one of them things. You just got to do your little bit in these troubled times. So, well, I think people are rediscovering the milkman and existing and new customers. But we've also got our elderly and our vulnerable customers we're looking after, and they're all coming to us and they're ordering lots and lots of extras at this time, as you would expect, and they're putting their trust in us to deliver, and we're doing our absolute, going out of our way and doing our little bit to make sure they get all the goods and the items that they need to their door. At the moment we're limiting the amount of new customers we're taking on board every day. We're making sure that we've got the focus on completing and fulfilling all our existing customers, and especially the vulnerable and elderly customers, make sure they get all the products they can. And then when we get the capacity, we're taking on new customers all the time. We've recently, during the pandemic, taken on over 100 new milkmen. So as they come into service, they'll be coming in, and they'll be coming in sooner and sooner. We'll be able to increase our capacity and help and offer our services to a wider customer base.
Food at this time, more than ever before, is very important, with rising unemployment and insecurity due to the coronavirus crisis and subsequent confinement. The parish of St. Ambroise in Paris distributes about 150 bags of food per day. Originally designed for the homeless, the initiative now also benefits people whose financial situation has recently suffered a blow due to restrictions enforced by the health crisis.
Campagne ou baguette? Voilà.
C'est une salade, pâte thon basilic, couvert, un fromage, du thon, un fruit, un gâteau, une montre, la confiture maison.
Donc pour les familles, on peut retrouver un autre pot.
Okay, let me now come back to you, Boniface. I've got a question first of all. The one thing that's missing here is chapati. What's the truth about chapati? Some people say that they've got very high sugar content and maybe the wheat may not be too great. What's your advice on chapatis?
Okay, thank you very much. So my take on chapati is still food, and it's of course chapati is made from wheat, and the wheat is a healthy option in terms of a protein called gluten. Yeah, so gluten, unless you have a gluten insensitivity, that is the only time that you are restricted to be having the wheat. The only problem that is that wheat is one of the wheat and rice and ugali here in Kenya is one of those foods that is very common, and it's easier to overeat wheat products as compared to the rice and as compared to ugali.
And when you overeat chapatis?
Yeah, so when you overeat chapati, definitely that means extra energy. Yeah, so remember, energy in the body comes in. Every food that you eat gives you energy, and that energy is what now is converted into sugars. For the body to get the energy, then the sugars in excess in the body is what is converted into fat. Right. That means if you have that habit of doing too much wheat, yeah, we're not saying that wheat is it's bad, but at least too much of it is what we say that. It is going to be excess.
So the advice even on chapatis, go easy on them?
Yeah, go easy on chapati, and then after even the option of making them. Yeah, so we say that you can even make a healthy breakfast in terms of even having whole wheat chapatis, which is much a better option. And then even in terms of the oil that you're using, yeah, the one that is less saturated. Yeah, so we ensure that at least that fat doesn't have too much of the cholesterol in it. Yeah, so that is a healthier option. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad about that, because me, like many other men, ukiondoa chapati from the menu, there is a serious crisis. Now, let's talk about eating habits.
Yes.
And your advice, and especially during this pandemic season.
Okay. So during this pandemic, of course, once again, we can say that eating healthy is key. And we ensure that at least you're having the major food groups in food. So I'll remind you, it's the major food group is the protein, the carbohydrates, and the vitamins and the minerals. So in general, we have like 13 essential vitamins and over 15 minerals that you need nearly every day. Yes, and all these that you have to get them from the food that you get daily. I understand there must be challenges, especially right now. People are not having access to food. Yeah, so access is a greater challenge. But I ensure at least in a full day, even if it is the affordability of food is one meal, ensure that meal is nutrient dense. And nutrient dense, I mean it has all those. If it's a one meal that has all the major food groups, the one that I've mentioned, it will be able to provide all the nutrients that you require. Yeah, so that is the key thing. Then of course ensure that if there are other people that food to them is accessibility is there, so you're able to access the food. Ensure that at least even at this time that you're staying at home, you are not overeating. Because the challenge will be, after this, they will be fighting your weight gain. Yeah. Again, there are people right now that are stressed because maybe you lost a job. Yeah. So another eating habit that can come there is completely not eating because you're stressed. Depending on the kind of response of stress you are, there are people that will choose not to eat to punish themselves, yes, but also maybe just to naturally, that is how they cope. They cope with food. Yeah, so the other will reward themselves with food as they find solace with food. Do not take that food as something that is going to make you after the post-corona period. then you're starting now go looking for us to make you lose weight.
With the pandemic, there is also an opportunity here in the sense that because people are so much focused on the food, it's a good time to question what you actually eat, which you normally don't pay too much attention on a date, but now that people are really careful in terms of what am I having for breakfast and so on, it's a good time to focus on your diet.
Yes, this is their best opportunity, and as you can see, even if you look at the social media, mostly people nowadays are even posting. People have already identified the new methods of cooking. Some did not know about to cook a maybe pancake. They've already identified how to cook pancakes. They're used to eating in the hotel in the morning, and in lunchtime and in the evening. But now some of them are at home. Yeah, so this is the best time to start planning on how to cook healthy meals. Yes, and all those healthy meals, it's all dependent on. A good example is what we have here in the table.
Okay, Boniface, my last question, going back to CS Mutahi Kagwe, can you just help us clarify idea ya taskambili and one sausage from a nutrition point of view?
Two taska, one sausage, and then it's not one place because you're going to other places. Of course, that is too much energy to be ingesting in the system.
Right.
So remember, beer has energy. So it's made from barley and wheat. And we said, just from talking about wheat right now. So if you indulge in the barley and in the wheat, of course, that means you'll be ingesting excess, and it's not a healthy option. Yeah, so remember also, you've taken a sausage on top of that, so that is sugar plus fat in excess.
And then two beers.
And 2 beers.
Barley and everything else in there? Okay.
That is excess of sugar, excess of fat in everything.
But at least the beer has got stabilizers. I'm not too sure what they actually do because I've never seen a stable
They're
drunken.
still sugars.
Okay, thank you, Boniface. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Wangari, let's cross over to you. If you can hear me, where are you at? Hi, Wangari.
Hi, how are you?
We're back. Tell us, where are you at?
It's a hot kitchen. So we have our mushroom going on well, and the veggies going on well. We've already made our yogurt. So in a few minutes we'll be presenting.
Okay, so what's in the yogurt? It's also cooking?
No, you just need warm milk from a cow. Don't use pasteurized because it has less protein. And then you just add yogurt. You know ile yogurt ulikuwa umebakisha last time, ama you buy a small pack, you add on and then you put somewhere where it's warm. That's it. You're making new yogurt. You use yogurt to make yogurt.
Na mushroom zangu ziko wapi?
Mushroom ziko hapa. They're looking good.
All right.
We are trying to remove some of the excess water, and then we add some milk.
Okay, anything else in the oven, or is that?
So the pizza is coming along, but I could just be enjoying some yogurt with strawberries as we continue.
So what's in the pizza? Just remind us, please. What are the ingredients?
So some colored capsicum, and then some cheese, and I'm adding some boiled sausages on top. So I'll just slice this up and add.
Okay, so and just to remind us that this is an alternative meal away from ugali na sukuma.
Yes, this is just something, because we have time, we can experiment, teach our kids also how to cook.
Okay, now there are people who are watching you, and when we talk about seeing pictures from your farm, kuna watu, they don't have a farm, they may want to copy this, but maybe they have a balcony.
Yeah, exactly. For me, when I do people a course, I have a farming course, please get on my social media. And I have a YouTube channel called Wangari Farmer on Fire. So guys, get there. There is a course that is running coming from next week about how introduction, basic. I know everyone has a passion of farming, so this is how I can hold your hand to start. And this is kitchen garden, balcony farming, small, but I'll teach you the basics on how to scale it up.
Can you give us a flavor of what can you do with your balcony, just briefly?
You can start, as long as you're having enough light. plants die if they are not supposed to be indoors. So just make sure you have enough light in your balcony. If you're not, make use of your windowsills. And then when you're mixing potted plants, it's not kawaida like farm. You have to do the ratios of 30, 30, 40. So 30 is maranda. You know that sawdust they use from the guys who make wood furniture? So you take that, you add 30% of the wood chips, you add 30% of manure, and then you add 40% soil. Mix it up well, make sure there is drainage, and just plant. I can guarantee you it will grow.
Okay, thank you, Wangari. We'll leave you to get on with it ndio tusicheleweshe chakula. Now,
yes.
yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, now we've got, we gave you a challenge, if you remember, a bit earlier on. We asked you in a minute, a cooking challenge. We wanted you to record a video of what you can cook in 1 minute and share that video with us using Pishi, hashtag Pishi Home Chef. And you've already responded. We've got a couple of videos here. Let's see what you've been up to, actually.
Our tomato imeiva sasa, imekuwa paste like. Nyanya yetu imeiva ikuwe paste, tunaweka our coconut milk. So our coconut stew is ready. Na juu samaki imeiva, na kuingisha tu kwa hiyo ka paste. Huyo ni mama ya samaki na watoto wake ndani ya tunapendua sasa with lots and lots of fare. Tunapendua with lots and lots of fare.
Know that scientists can turn peanut butter into diamonds. Scientists at the Bayerisch Institute in Germany have discovered that since peanut butter is so rich in carbon, it's possible to turn simple skippy into diamonds. All you need to do is extract the oxygen from the carbon dioxide found in the peanut spread and then enact immense pressure on the carbon left behind. Did you know that white chocolate isn't actually chocolate? Despite its name, white chocolate doesn't actually contain any real chocolate component. According to Bon Appetit, the item is made up of a blend of sugar, milk products, vanilla, lecithin, and cocoa butter. No chocolate solids. Did you know that potatoes can absorb and reflect Wi-Fi signals? Well, when Boeing wanted to test out its wireless signal on new planes in 2012, they placed giant piles of potatoes on seats because of their high water content and chemical makeup. Potatoes absorb and reflect radio and wireless signals just like humans do. Did you know that carrots were originally purple? According to the National Carrot Museum in the UK, the first carrots looked nothing like they do today. Originally, these vegetables were purple or with a thin root. The orange carrots we know and eat today are actually the result of a genetic mutation in the late 16th century that won out over the original color. Now let's go to hashtag new normal. These are some of the comments you've sent in. Question of the day, we asked you, what have you learned to cook during your stay at home period? And these are your comments. This one is from Grace Otieno Gregory, baking cakes. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Georgia Choka, you say, learned making chapos. Okay, I envy you. Jafet Ogero, my wife amenifunza kupika pilao. Asante sana, tungependa kutesti hiyo pilao. Another one here from Kissinger Githinji. Dalgona Coffee. Wow, okay, hii ni ile sukari nyingi, kahawa nyingi. Okay, Marvin Mitunga. I've learned to bake cake. Thank you very much indeed. Keep them coming in on our hashtag New Normal. So, that's all we have time for today. I just want to thank my guests, Boniface, who's here in the studio with me. Earlier on, we had Irene and also Olivia. And all the way in Kitengela, live on her farm, we had Wangari, the farmer on fire. On behalf of them and the entire NTV crew, join us. We're back on Monday, 6:30 with a fantastic workout. And then your world is back on air at 7 a.m. Monday morning. For now, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Mind-blowing music and entertainment. Just move to NTV.
these uncertain times, as we navigate the new normal, we hope that this note finds you and your family safe. We are indeed living in an increasingly challenging time, a time of disruption and a global lockdown, a disruption that has brought grief to some, financial difficulties to so many of us, and enormous changes to life as we know it. Now, though self-isolation may at times be hard, many people are discovering that it presents an opportunity for all of us to slow down, to pause and reflect. Many will feel a painful sense of separation from their loved ones, but we know that deep down that is the right thing to do. We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return. And even as we navigate this new normal, your favorite show, The Trend, promises you to continue providing a huge variety of splendid entertainment full of iconic acts, Skype interviews with our local entertainment industry heroes. And we continuously promise to bring you nothing but the best. You, our viewer, we want to provide a steady guide of entertainment as we face the future. Staying in is the new going out. Stay home and stay safe. Make sure that you tune to The Trend every Friday right here on NTV.
achieve great things in life, you must do little things every day, like the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate.
1, wake up, wake up. 2, brush up, brush up. 3, smile through your day with a fresh breath and strong tea. Smile through your day with a fresh breath and strong tea.
Do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate and give yourself a future to smile about.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Kids Edutainment in association with Blue Band Peanut Butter.
We clapped our hands and stomped our feet. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. A rig-a-tick-tick and away we go, away we go, away we go. A rig-a-tick-tick and away we go,